to episode 97, part 1 of Africa's premier sports video podcast, the 3 Quarters podcast. As usual, remember to jump onto the hashtag Road to Japan to support the Kenya Simbas as they're still looking to qualify for the Rugby World Cup in 2019 in Japan. I'm Janina Duffield.
And I'm Ngaro Kamuya.
So, part 1.
Yeah.
Feature... Well, not game.
Yeah.
Tournament was the 2018 Safari Sevens.
Yeah.
And it's back. I mean, I'm glad it's back.
Yeah.
To be honest, I did miss it when we didn't have it last year.
Yeah.
I actually did miss it. So good to have it back. Good to have it back on Gong Road.
Yeah.
I feel, I mean, of course, there are things, complications going into the tournament and where is everyone going to sit and blah, blah, blah. I think the tournament went generally very well. When we look at, who won what. We had the under-19 women's teams. So Hidden Talent beat Huruma Girls 28-0 in the final. Well done to them. I'm very happy that they've got, age grade rugby, especially young girls. So we've got some sort of feeder system. Because I know at some point some people were very happy to scrap a women's side. We also had the ladies, the Kenya Lionesses. So the main team beat Uganda's main team 47-0 in the final. So, well done to them. Then with the men, we had Samurai International and Kenya Shujaa. That's the same as the 2016 final.
Yes.
And, history did not repeat itself.
Yes.
We had Samurai edging out Kenya Sevens 21-14. I feel that was still a good representation from both Kenya teams that were in the tournament. Of course, other teams that took part were Portugal, Apache, Uganda 1, Uganda 2, Mwamba, Namibia, Red Whalers, and Homeboys. How did that tournament go for you?
Well, in terms from a rugby standpoint, despite the fact that Kenya did lose, I was pretty impressed by the showing that our boys did, primarily because it wasn't really the main team.
Yes, we didn't have our stalwarts.
Exactly, we didn't have our stalwarts. So it was good to see, these guys come out and don the Kenya colors and play the way they did. It's unfortunate they did go down to Samurai, who of course had also poached a couple of our guys. But in the finals, you could see it was more of these high pressure situations that guys, or many of the guys who are on the scene, are not used to dealing with, because there were a couple of decisions that they did make that I think with the more seasoned team, they would have been able to capitalize on, on some of the mistakes that Samurai made. But we didn't see that on the day. However, I am okay with the result that we got. It's just the same I was talking about the Africa Sevens. I'm okay with the result that we got because it shows you that the talent is there and the pool of Sevens players is big, right? So we've always talked about what happens when the Collins Injeras and the Andrew Amondes leave. So it's good to see that there are guys who are coming, into the system. From an organizational standpoint, it was good. I liked the fact that they had the VIP area, they got some stands. I think that really did change. I hoped, anyway, it didn't matter on the day because the turnout was low. But in future, if they want to keep the tournament on Gong Road, then of course they'll have to do something with the Russia side. They'll have to do something with the stands. But I was disappointed with the turnout. I was in shock. I won't lie to you. I was in shock. On Saturday, I was somewhere watching the All Blacks game, and I saw a bunch of rugby guys, and no one had any feeling about Safari Sevens. No one felt anything about Safari Sevens. So then the question begs, who was going for this tournament? And even if you have your own guys not going for this tournament, then who else from outside is going to go for the tournament? So they need to do a bit more because from most of guys, what they're saying is that I'm paying 1.5 to come watch, and no disrespect. I don't mean no disrespect to these teams I'm going to mention, but I'm paying 1.5, then I come see Portugal. I'm paying 1.5, then I come see Mwamba. Come on, when we had Emerging Box, when we had Samoa coming for Sevens, the tickets were 1,000 bob when we were still, when it was still at RFEA grounds. Of course, the price went down because of increasing capacity when you moved to Nyayo Stadium in Kasarani. But the point is, if it's going to be 1.5, you have to justify it. You have to bring in the good teams. So that's where the turnout was a problem, and that's where there's an issue. Of course, there's also the fact that you didn't see too many corporate sponsors. I don't know why. There's a very dodgy reason I heard yesterday that they didn't source for sponsors because they wanted the true rugby fans to come, and I was like, that's absolute nonsense. like you didn't get sponsors because corporate Kenya doesn't trust you. Yeah, let's just not. Let's
call a spade a spade.
Yeah, let's call a spade a spade. So if it's going to stick on Gong Road, there's a lot of work that needs to happen to increase the numbers, because while everything else was good, I was very disappointed by the number of people who were there.
I totally agree. I mean, yes, we would have wanted to see more people come to the game, and yes, the tickets were pricey. I'm sure that was, to sort of regulate in the sense that we couldn't, like, if we had the numbers we saw at the 15s internationals, it would have been a problem. Logistically, it would have been a nightmare. But yes, maybe they were a little pricey, especially given the teams that were invited. However, I do feel this is a step in the right direction. I think the tournament will keep growing. I mean, we'd gotten to a point, even when the ticket prices were low, people were still not, like, the attendance wasn't what it was before, and people were still not coming. So if we continue like this and, just keep the venue at Ngong Road, hopefully, I think with time it will pick up. And as the tournament starts to pick up, you get your sponsors on board and all of that, I feel like we'll now be able to invite better quality teams, and that will, of course, attract true rugby fans and funds alike, to come for the games.
What the other thing I'd like to see, with the level that Safari Sevens has reached, I'd like to see a cash incentive. Putting a cash incentive there, because then you also attract, guys. The reason why the Cathay Pacific Sevens, which is the Hong Kong Sevens, the reason why it grew and got onto the circuit is because I think to date it's the only Seven circuit that has cash incentive. That has a cash incentive. So you are attracting quality teams because guys want to associate, and guys, it's money at the end of the day. Guys want to win the money. So I'd like to see us get to a point where Safari Sevens has a cash incentive. Just not the trophy, the trophy they give. So a lot of work needs to happen, but like you're saying, it's a step in the right direction.
Yep, definitely. Good show from the boys. Even with your homeboys and your Mwamba, I still think it was a good show from all the boys that we do know. What I like is that Safari Sevens is not, yes, it's just come back, but it's not a thing where Kenya is going to win. You're actually not sure, because then it becomes boring. If you can predict who's going to win at the end of the day. So I think that's something good, and that's something they should keep going. So even when we have our stalwarts back, we should still have a team that gives us competition. That's true. Because then, what's the fun in it?
That's true. I do agree with you.
Guys, if you didn't come to that tournament, you definitely missed out, in the sense that, it was good. We still saw some good rugby. Of course, Sevens is festival rugby. We saw some flashy things, here and there. We're hoping next year will be much better. But if you missed it, oh well.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Oh, and you should have seen the stage.
It was a lot. That party was also very good.
Yep, so that's all we have time for today. Guys, remember you can find us on social media. That is by following us on Instagram, liking our page on Facebook, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. I'm Demi Duffield.
And I'm Nora Kamuya.
See you in part 2.